astronaut, YouTuber, or artist. Those are the main responses that children give when you ask what they want to be when they grow up. And if you're anything like me, artist is what you chose. But it took moving out to Los Angeles, speaking with a bunch of casting directors, other actors, other agents, to fully understand two things. Number one, it's something that most people will hate to hear. And number two, it's the solution for number one. The thing that most people will hate to hear is that 95% of people who actually try and pursue artistry will end up failing or falling short of their original goals. And the solution to that, well, that's something that I have in 3 points, and you really got to listen to them all before I get to the last point, because if you don't, you typically won't believe me. Now, point number one. We all saw the Met Gala, or heard about it, and follow me, it makes sense at the end. The prestige of this event cannot, nor should it, be understated. It was everywhere, from social media, television, bloggers, vloggers, everywhere that you could possibly think to look. And that is the number one problem that we face as artists. You see, we see the people there, and we want that. We want that goal, we want that end point. But we don't see that they, just like me and just like you, are artists and actors and people just the same. They have craft, they have skill, experience, they have connections and contacts, all things that we can get with practice, training, and time. We see that end goal, them up there on that big television show, them in that big animated series, them at the Met Gala, and we forget that those are people. And they left breadcrumbs to show their trail to success. It's these breadcrumbs that we need to follow and that we need to look for that show how they made it to that endpoint, not simply looking at that endpoint and wanting to be there. The second thing that actually really is necessary for us, the difference between artistry and industry. Understand that artistry and industry are not the same thing, but we always approach this with artistry first. You don't have to be the best in the world in order to succeed in this industry. Nothing close to it. For example, voice actors out there. I'll keep this one quick. Did you know that it's typically video games, AAA video games, that want you to record in person, in studio, in Los Angeles? If you're in animation, if you're doing audiobooks, medical narration, IVR, if you're doing promos, you're doing a lot of stuff like that, you typically don't need to be here. You're fine with your own broadcast-ready studio, and or they will ask you if you have a studio close to you, and you can just go there. But if we're working on outdated information, we will get burned out thinking that we need to wait in order to do something. Artistry works on dedication, hard work, practice, cultivation of skills, and talent. Industry works on your connection. How can you leverage that artwork that you have created into having a conversation? How can you actually be business-minded and talk about money or talk about what you can do for a client in a way that they physically understand beyond just the artistry? These are two wildly different things, but all too often we approach the industry with nothing but the artistry, and we get disappointed and we get jaded when it doesn't work out. Once again, you can be the best artist in the world, but if you don't come at it with a perspective of the industry, you will probably burn out like 95% of people and at least not reach your goal, that intended target. And here's the last, most important point. This is the point that took me moving out to California, spending a lot of money and time on things that I didn't need in order to try and acquire goals that I didn't need, and not leveraging what I had purposefully and with intent. Wasted a lot of time. You need to say, screw the results and love the journey. Now, what do I mean by that? That TV show, animated, on camera, that movie, that film, that's 5% of the actual job. 5, maybe 10%. 95% of my day is spent writing, sending things to sending emails to clients, social media, things of that nature. And that's simply because that is the work, right? Auditions, whether it's on camera or voiceover. That's the work. That's the gig. And a lot of time, we look for that last 5% and we get upset and jaded because, hey, we're not there. We're not where we need to be. We're not where we want to be for this whole time. And that's one of the big problems that we face. You see, when you're writing a character, scripting out something, you are creating. You're creating a character that you can embody. When you're actually recording a self-tape, you are acting. It's actually a lot more free than a lot of what you're going to be doing when you're actually on set. Because a lot of the time, acting for a production is not the actor's medium, it is the director's medium. Understand that. When you're emailing and talking to clients, you are trying to help them put their vision into perspective and bring their vision to life. This is what you're going to be doing 95% of the time. And if you fall in love with just the result, you're probably going to get jaded and burned out. Now, if you want to learn how to actually practically apply all of this so that you can become that voice actor, that artist, there's a video for you, and it's probably right around here. So I'll see you there.